Welcome to my level making tutorial, Super Mario World Central fans. And in this tutorial, I'm just going to be showing you basically how I design my levels and the ideas behind them. So, one of the things that I want to talk about when making levels is what I call flow, okay? Making your levels flow. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is when you play the level, does it play nicely and smoothly? Does the player feel like they could play it almost kind of like with ease? I'm not saying that you want things to be necessarily easy all the time, but a player should be able to play it and feel, I guess, they should be able to feel as if they should feel comfortable playing it. And one of the things that I wanted to show here was how I made this level kind of flow. Okay, so here's my level. I want you to watch it. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Here's the start of the level. Jump on Yoshi. Notice immediately when I jumped up, that a berry was in perfect alignment so that I could jump up and eat it. And it's almost like an automatic thing. Like I would normally jump up and the berry was just in the right place for me to jump up. If it had been in another place, the player would have to kind of like break their flow in order to get the berry. So this is kind of like, it's like an alignment, so to speak. Okay, so watch. Okay, there's the second berry. Oh, and there was a dragon coin. And see how that just happened? If you jump at the right places, everything works out to your advantage. Okay, here we go. Holy crap, I fell down. Okay, so watch one more time, and I'm going to do it pretty fast, okay? Oh, crap. Okay, see how that happened? See how everything just kind of flowed naturally? Like, for example, if I probably had never even played that level before, I could just pick it up and play it, and everything's just going to work, and I'm going to be happy playing it. Okay, now, so here's the deal. So that level just really flowed really naturally. Okay, I didn't even have to put any effort. It made itself. The jumps were made in a certain way so that it set up other things, and nothing was really awkward. And if I wanted to just plow through that level, I could do it, because some players, I mean even me, sometimes I just want to run through a level, and you know, it may be a level that I've never even played before, but I just want to run through it just because I'm in a fast-paced mood. So the way I design levels sometimes is I can design it for a person who just wants to run through a level, okay? But also, if you watch my level here, even if I were to not really run and just to kind of basically just kind of go through it slow, like, it still works, okay? And so that's what I try to achieve in my designs, is that even if you're not necessarily running through it and hitting all the good parts or whatever, it can still be done. The level can still be played. So it's almost like there's a beginner, it's kind of like there's a beginner version and then like an advanced version of this level. The beginner version is if you've never played it before. The advanced version is if you played it before, then you could just smoke through it and just run really fast and just blow through the whole level. Now, as far as enemy placement, like, for example, I've been messing with this level for like an hour or something. The enemy placement is really critical because, like for example, what if I had put that ghost a little bit, like 4 spaces, to the left? Okay, it would be right where Mario's going to jump. Okay, and if you're just going to pick up the controller and do like a run and gun kind of playthrough on this, like the enemy's going to get in your way. The enemy is going to mess with your flow. So I almost want to say, like, I try to put enemies in a way so that they're there, but also they're not going to, like, hinder you. But if you're goofing around and stuff like this, you know, blah, 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 they can still get you. So I kind of put them in, like, strategic places so that they're there, but, and they could pose a threat, but they're not, like, in your way, so to speak. Okay, here's some guys. These are just there to stand on. And then like with these coins right here, I put the coins there and I also put the vines there to try to let that player know that there is something underneath that. Those vines should be coming from somewhere. Okay, because sometimes it's hard to show that there's something down there. Now another thing is, what is it? You know, sometimes when I'm making these levels, it's really important, in my opinion, to be able to show a bunch of different elements on the screen. For example, like those pipes, okay? Those pipes up there. You know, I had them a little bit higher, right? But, I mean, you might see them, you know, when you're jumping here, you might see them, but then when you were here, like you couldn't see them because you're lower. So like I extended the pipes just to show, I extended the pipes just to show the player that they're there. It's almost like sometimes you have to get things in your little window, you know, like the window, the actual viewing area. Like it's important to get things that you want the player to see in the actual viewing game screen, because if they're outside of the game screen, then it's almost like they don't exist, or it's awkward then when you see them. Like one thing that I'm kind of debating right here is how the pipes on the ceiling are actually revealed, because here you can only see 2 of them. Okay, then you can see more. Then you can see more, and I almost want to think, you know, should I bring those down a little bit more? I don't know. But anyway, so that's basically what I'm talking about is does your level flow? Can you run through it? And if the player does everything just right, does everything work? Okay? If I had put that pipe a little bit, over here, I couldn't just have done that. Okay, if I had moved that pipe a little bit to the right, I'd be jumping, and let's say I had the pipe right at the edge. So I'd be jumping, I'd land like right here, and I'd be stuck like right in front of the pipe. So it's almost like, I almost want to say it's almost like almost like a racetrack or something. Like you have to make a track out of your level so that the player can ride on it. Now that's just an analogy, but you have to give the player, I think, yeah, you have to give the player like a track or a path to go by. And if things are in the path, like, for example, if you have, you know, a big roadblock in the middle of a race car track, that's going to mess up with that driver. Well, in this case, the driver is the player, okay? So, you just want things to flow nicely, in my opinion. So yeah, so basically, what I did was, in this level, I placed a bunch of enemies and objects, and I basically adjusted it so that I could run through this level, and I could feel happy and confident doing it. Okay, if I can just run through this level and not be, I guess, irritated or annoyed or, you know, be obstructed somehow, then I basically made the level so that, you know, I can just go through it really nicely. Like I could just fly through this level, and even if I make a mistake, it's okay. So anyway, so that's my basically tutorial on level design, and it's basically about creating a path for the player and making sure that that path, if the player steers the, Mario correctly, if the player controls Mario correctly or well, then the path becomes very nice, so to speak. Anyway, so that's my tutorial.